Anyways, it's already 10 minutes. So let us continue the class. So in the chapter acid bases and salts, there's a lot of things which you guys would be studying. So just let me give you an idea of the content of the chapter. What are the things which
I
you
have
guys would be
written
studying?
the syllabus to you.
Okay, you have written it. Just let me have a quick look at it. Um, okay, nutrition in plant is there, that we have done. Nutrition in animal has been done. Then respiration in organism, that has been done. And for the chapter motion and time, you had one extra class of 2 hours. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the chapter that is left to be done for you will be acid bases and salts, light, and wastewater storage. Right now?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
just let me take a screenshot of this. Okay, great. So today we'll be beginning with this chapter, acid bases and salts. All right, it will be better for you as well, as this chapter is going to be part of your exam. Anyways, so Abu Bakr, first of all, you let me. What are the important things we have learned in the chapter? Yes, Abu. In the
Yes,
chapter acid bases and salts, what are the things which we learned about? Just checking whether you can recall the concepts or not.
sir, we have learned about different acids, different bases.
Hmm. We learned about different acids. We learned about different bases. We learned about their properties, like their chemical properties, their physical properties, right? Okay. You guys tell me, like when we get bitten by an ant, why do we have a why do we experience pain? Huh? Why do we have a it gives you a stinging sensation?
Sir,
Hmm? Yes.
sir, because the nails bite, sir, it has different nails, sir, and sir, different structures, sir, that bites us. And sir, it has, sir, some different harmful chemicals, sir, that comes to our body and comes contact with our body. So that's why we feel pain.
Okay, okay, that's the usual answer. But the main reason behind this is that, hmm? Abu Bakr, what about you? Yes. What does the ant sting contain? Yes,
Anti-acid.
it contains acids now. Hmm?
Sir,
Ant sting contains acid right now, and it contains an acid by the name of formic acid right now. So it is because of that acid that you feel pain.
it contains what kind of acid?
Formic acid. You'd be
Sir,
learning
can you
about
write
that
it
in the
on
class.
the screen first?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. Anyways, we'd be learning about that in the class. What happened to this? Yeah, that is formic acid. Anyways, you'd be learning about it. Okay, now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then we eat different kind of citric fruits like lemon, oranges, right? So why they have a sour taste? Right now they
Yes,
have a
sir.
sour taste. Okay,
Sir,
what
because sir,
happens?
they have other chemicals inside them, so that gives
Hmm.
them the sour taste.
Basically, that chemical substance,
But
basically
that
that is
other
acid.
acids, sir, other kinds of acids.
That is acid, right? No.
So
So
like
acids.
formic acids reacts
Hmm,
with our skin, so that's why we feel pain. And so like
hmm,
that other acids, sir, comes contact with our taste buds,
hmm,
sir, like other kinds of taste bud, like the sour one. And so that's why
hmm,
we feel sour while tasting lemon.
correct, correct. Okay, now. So far, what we have learned that acids, like we learned that acids are sour in taste, right? We have several examples of edible substances that contain acid in them, like curd. Curd is also having a sour taste, and
No,
curd
sir, it also
contains
has, sir,
hmm,
not one kind of acid, sir, but various kinds of acid.
the main kind of acid. The main acid found in the curd is lactic acid. Okay, now
Sir, what?
lactic lactic acid. Lactic acid is an acid found in the curd. Okay, now. So far we have learned that acids can be found in the edible substances also, right? We have various cleaning products that contain acids in them.
For
They are,
example, choline,
yeah, that can be taken as some examples.
sir, Dettol.
Dettol will have to look into it. Okay, now there are certain
Sir, but it only
metal.
has, sir, it works like the same kind of thing.
Yeah, it works the same. It does in the similar manner. Okay, now we have certain examples of like metal cleaners are there. Okay, now metal cleaners. So metal cleaners contains acids in them. Huh? Getting it? So there are certain cleaning products that contains acids in them. Getting it? Ants contains acids in them. So acids would be basically a chemical substance right now that will be having a sour taste. Many of the food items like lemon, like curd,
Can
or
it also
even
be
the
sugar?
vinegar.
Sir, it can also be
No,
sweet taste.
not sugar. Sugar is a neutral substance, neither acid nor a base. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
we have vinegar also, which we call as sirka. In Urdu, this is called as sirka, vinegar that we have at the kitchen at kitchen. Okay. So they are different edible substances that contain acids in them. And all these edible substances, whether it be lemon, curd, orange, or vinegar, whenever you taste them, it gives you a sour taste. Huh? It gives you
Yes,
a
sir.
sour taste, right?
Sir, vinegar
Because of the
also has,
yeah, vinegar also has the
sir, no, sir, vinegar, sir, and sir, but salt also has some kind of acid.
no, salt doesn't have any acid. Salt is a neutral
Sir,
substance
but
actually. No,
sir,
salt doesn't have
what do
any
you mean
acid.
by neutral substances?
Neutral substance would be a substance that will neither be showing any property of acid now nor of a base. Okay, na? It doesn't have a sour or a
Sir,
bitter
can you
taste.
repeat?
Neutral substances are those substances that doesn't have the property of an acid or a base. Okay, na?
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
that is what a neutral substance would be like. Water would be most of the times clean water would be neutral. Clean drinking water will be neutral, or sugar or salt, these are the neutral substances. Your blood also has a it's also a neutral substance. Okay, now there are certain criteria upon which based on which we decide whether a substance is neutral or not. Okay, now we take help of pH scale to determine that. Okay, now or there are several other indicators that we use to determine that. Okay, I was going to tell you about the content of the chapter. So far, I just gave you a small introduction of the acids. Then let us discuss a little bit about bases also. So bases, like for example, yes, say again. Yeah. So what I was saying that we have certain examples of substances. Like, have you ever like trying tasting the substances like baking soda that is used in the kitchen, that is used in bakery industry? uh, Baking soda, or for example washing powder, or for example soap. You are taking a bath and accidentally some soap bubbles goes into some foam goes into your mouth, some soap bubbles goes into your mouth, it gives a bitter taste, it has a bitter taste. Hmm? Or like toothpaste also has a bitter taste. So there are various substances that have got bitter taste, and usually they contain bases in them. So bases are bitter in taste. Getting it, both of you, what I'm trying to say? Bases have bitter taste, and they have a soapy texture, a slippery texture. Getting it? They have a soapy texture. Like how when we touch a soap, it has a very smooth texture. The
Sir,
texture
why
is
how?
very
Sir,
smooth.
sir,
Hmm.
sir, there is a vegetable, sir, bitter gourd.
Bitter
Sir,
gourd.
in Hindi, yes, sir.
Mhm.
Sir, in Hindi, Kerala.
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah, and
it is
understand.
neutral or sir, it also contains some bases.
Bitter gourd contains some bases. Okay, now
Then
bitter
how will
gourd.
we find out that which sir, which thing is neutral or which contains bases?
Yeah, see, there are various criteria upon which we decide whether a substance is basic or acidic in nature. Usually, by taste, you can determine them. Okay, now by taste you can determine it, but taste is always not a very safe method. Like there are certain examples of acids that are very strong. Okay, no? Or certain examples of bases which are very strong. So if you happen to taste them, it will damage your tongue. It will be dangerous for the health. Okay, no? Harmful for our health. So for that purpose, later on in the chapter, you will learn that there are several indicators that we take help of to determine whether they are acidic or basic in nature. Okay, na? But usually it is observed that all the bases or all the um, acids, they will have bitter and sour taste. Bases will have bitter taste while acids will have sour taste. So that is the general way. Okay, na? But or be criteria. And there are some
Sir,
other criteria
sir, I
also.
remember,
Yes.
sir, on social media, sir, whenever I watch something, sir, always, sir, there comes videos like, sir, pH test.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, whenever they eat something like tangy, sir,
Yeah.
bitter or sir, sweets, sir, they always check the pH level.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See,
But
basically the
what does it
pH.
help with?
See, basically pH scale is a scale that basically tells you about the per amount of or concentration of hydrogen ions present in a given substance. Okay, na? Like usually, what we know that acids when they are dissolved in water or when they are in the liquid state. Okay, na? Like acids like this citric acid in lemon, we have the citric acid. So later on in the chapter, while we'll be learning about acids, you will get to know that acids, when they are in a soluble state or when water is dissolved in them. Okay, now if you have dry acid, you dissolve water in it, so it dissociates hydrogen ion. It gives out hydrogen ions. Okay, or basically talking about various examples of acids. For example, you have hydrochloric acid. Just 1 minute. The light is gone. I have some power connection issue over here. Okay, okay, we are fine to go. So what I was saying that sometime there
I
are several
cannot hear you.
examples. Am I audible now?
Sir, your voice is cutting.
Just hold on for a minute.
Sir, video also stopped, sir.
Just give me a moment. Just give me a minute. Yeah, am I audible now? Yes, am I audible now? Yeah, I can see my mic is working. Yeah, Abu Bakr, Aman. Yes, I'm audible
Hello.
to both. You can see my mic is perfectly working here. Abu Bakr, please confirm whether I'm audible to you. Mm. Yes, Abu Bakr and Aman. Aman, you still the problem is existing? No, I think the connection is stable from my side now. Yes, Abu Bakr and Aman.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, is it now okay? Hello. Is the problem still existing?
Sir, sir. Sir, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, okay. See, actually, I have been audible, but I do feel like you are having some network issue there.
Sir, your voice is again cutting.
Sir,
I
can
don't
you
know
say
what's
it
happening, sir.
again?
Okay. Yes,
Sir,
Abu
because
Bakr.
sir, my internet went, so I could not hear you.
Okay, okay. See, the connection from my side is stable, guys. Okay, now please check your connections. As Abu Bakr said, he had a network issue. And Aman, earlier you pointed out that you are also having some network issue sometimes. Now I think I'm audible. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
your voice is a little bit echoing, but sir, it's okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so just let me give you the I what I was moments ago what I was saying that see while we would be learning about every topic in detail now, so where there each and every aspect of the concept will be covered. So just let me tell you about the different topics we should be learning in the chapter. Okay, so in the chapter we'd be learning about acid. You guys are required to note it down. Okay, now both of you note down all this. Note down the content of the chapter. Should be learning about acids. Under this, should be learning about types of acids, and then you'd be learning about uses of acids. Okay, uses of acids. Later on you'd be learning about bases, water bases. Okay, now what are their properties? By the way, right next to acid in a bracket, write about its physical and chemical properties.
Sir, we have to
Physical
note
and
this down.
yeah, you guys have to write this down.
Okay.
Also, lately you guys haven't been submitting your assignments. Abu Bakr, have you submitted any assignment recently? I checked on the portal. It isn't. You haven't uploaded any assignments. Neither you have, Aman. Hmm?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I think I have not done this month.
Why? Why is it so?
Sir, I was completing last
So
month.
these are only the topics we are going to cover.
Yeah, these are the topics we should be basically. I'm just giving you an overview of the topics we should be doing in the chapter. Okay,
Sir,
now.
are there more?
Yes.
Sir,
Yeah.
are there
Are there?
more topics?
Yeah. Are there more? There are more topics.
Can you
I haven't.
quickly write it, sir?
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. So types
So
of
then we can
bases.
note it down.
Uses of bases. Then you'll be learning about uses of bases, types of bases, and uses of bases. After this, you'd be learning about
I didn't
neutralization.
understand one thing, sir. What do you
Yes.
mean by salts in this chapter?
Salts. Salts are the examples of neutral substances. Okay, now they are neutral substances, neither acidic nor basic in nature. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. So you'd be learning about neutralization. In this, you'd be learning about neutral substances. Okay. And we would be learning about various things like neutralization reaction happening in everyday life. Okay, now we would be learning about that also.
Shit.
Hmm. Then later on, we would be learning about indicators. What are they? And then you'd be learning about types of indicators. What are the different types of indicators? Like you'd be learning about phenolphthalein, you'd be learning about litmus paper, you'd be learning about
There is
methyl
also,
orange.
sir, one more topic, sir. Sir, difference
Uh-huh.
between neutralization and sir, one more thing.
Okay, okay. Difference between neutralization and
And sir, I don't remember it properly, but sir, there is also one more thing that the chapter differentiates between.
okay, if you're talking about difference between neutralization
And sir,
and
there is also one more method.
which one?
So
Yes,
maybe you
go
can
on.
open the chapter, sir. Sir, because there are a lot of methods, sir. I remember two of them, sir. So one is neutralization and one, so like the one which differentiates between
See, we would be
neutralization.
See, we would be learning about difference between acids and bases. Okay. Then we would be learning about later on, after having learned about difference between acid and bases, then we would be learning about neutralization reaction. What are the different examples of neutralization reaction we have in different life, in our daily life? Okay, now we will take some examples of neutralization reaction. Difference
Oh, yes,
like
sir. There's, yes,
in
sir, I
term,
remember. So there's
yes.
the question between that difference between neutral substances and sir
Mhm.
bases.
Okay, that's a complete different thing. Neutral substance is an example of a is substance. Neutralization is the process, not a substance. Okay, na? Yeah, so that thing
Also,
we can
neutral
discuss.
substances. Sir, I'm
Yeah,
talking about that.
okay, okay, we can discuss that. Okay, no, so no worries. Then later on, we would be learning about some of the environmental pollution caused by acids. For example, acid rain. Okay, now how it occurs, what is the reason behind this? Okay, then we would be learning about pH scale. What is pH scale? Okay, now on what basis this happens? Getting it now. And particularly in the neutralization reaction, we would be learning about neutralization in everyday life, in our daily life. For example, there's a neutralization reaction going on even in your stomach also, right? Like what happens whenever too much of hydrochloric acid is produced in by the inner lining of the stomach, so then you suffer from indigestion, right now, or you suffer from acidity. Then you have to take an anti-acid, right now. You have to take some antacids in order to get relief from that acidity. So we'd be learning about
So
those
these
things
are only
also.
the topics which we are going to cover.
Yeah, these are the general topics which are going to cover. There's one more. Okay, now there are a few other topics also. Just let me write that down also. Like you'd
Yes,
be
sir.
learning about factory wastes. Okay, you'd be learning about soil treatment. So these are the general topics. Apart from these, there will be several subtopics also. Okay, now which we will discuss in time. Okay, do let me know once both of you are done writing all this.
Okay, sir. So just 2 minutes.
Yes, done both of you.
Yes, sir. Sir, done.
Okay, Abu Bakr,
So the
you
last one
also.
is soil treatment.
Soil treatment, yes.
Okay, sir, done.
Mhm. Abu Bakr, please confirm.
No, sir.
Okay, okay, write it quickly. Okay. Meanwhile, you guys also listen to what I'm saying. Talking about acids now, acids are generally defined as they are those substances, those chemical substances that will have sour taste. Okay, that's a usual property. Okay. Furthermore, like you can't go on to taste every acids, because acids are of two types. One that is weak acid. Okay, now that is will be found in nature. That will be found in natural
The
substances like
neutral.
fruits. Hmm. They are called as organic acids, which are weak acids. Okay, now, and they are not made by the man. So we have weak
Then, sir,
acids.
what are neutral substances?
So neutral substances, we will learn about that later on. No? First, we'd be learning about acids. Then we'd be learning about bases. Huh?
But
Then
you
we will.
already told us at the beginning of the class sir, that there are two types of acids. Sir, the one normal and sir, one neutral.
No, no, no. I didn't say that. I said that there are two types of acids. One strong, another one is weak acid. Okay, no? There isn't any acid like neutral acid. There isn't any such thing like neutral acid. Okay. The acids are two types based on their occurrence. Based on the occurrence, you have natural acids which are weak, okay, which are also called as organic acids, or you have man-made acids that are made in the laboratories, which are also called as inorganic acids, and that are usually stronger. Okay, na? Although they can occur in the nature also, but it's a rare phenomenon. Okay, getting it. So since you can't go on to taste every assets, huh? Every substance, you can't go on to taste every substance, and on the basis of merely their taste, you can't go on to describe it as an acid because some of them are very strong, as I told you moments ago. Abu Bakr, you done writing all this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Hmm. So what am I saying? That there are substances that have sour taste. Furthermore, we will use some indicators also to taste whether a substance is acidic in nature or not. For instance, like we have a litmus paper. Huh? Litmus paper are some, it's a kind of acid base indicator. It tells you whether a substance is acidic or basic in nature. So if you were to take a blue litmus paper and dip it into acidic substance, okay, na? Getting it, Aman, Abu Bakr?
Like
If it
vinegar.
like vinegar, right now. So the color of the blue litmus paper will turn into red, right now. So thereby acids will turn the color of the red litmus paper, blue litmus paper into red. That is another property of acids, right? Another thing about the acid is that when they are dissolved in water, okay, now when they are dissolved in water or when they are in the soluble state, in their liquid state, so they give out hydrogen ions. Okay, what I'm saying is hydrogen ions. Say, for example, you have taken some acids like HCl. This is Abu Bakr. You can
Sir, so your video is not also visible. Also, your audio is not also audible. Yeah,
yeah.
Bakr, can you hear, sir?
Am I audible? You guys, am I audible to both of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Hmm. So what I was saying moments ago that acids would be giving hydrogen ions when they are dissolved in water. What do I mean to say by that? Say you
Sir,
have this
so in the A
HCl.
part, sir, why
Mhm.
isn't it dissolved in water? So why isn't mixing together?
No, no, it is mixing. It is mixing. See in the second image, it has mixed with the water. Okay, no? It has mixed with water actually. By the way, this HCl that is called as hydrochloric acid. Okay, this is hydrochloric acid. Now this hydrochloric acid, when it mixes with water, when water is added into this, getting it? When water is added into this, as you can see over here, HCl that is hydrochloric acid, water is added into this. Okay, now. So when water is added into this now, so thereby it will give off hydrogen and it will break down into hydrogen and chlorine ions. Let me just erase this side. Hmm. So what happens over here that it will break into hydrogen ions plus chlorine ions plus chlorine ions, getting in both of you. So when water is added into this, it breaks down into the ions, namely hydrogen ions and chlorine ions. Namely, that will be H plus and Cl minus. So the point of the discussion here I am trying to make is that whenever acids are added into water, okay, so they give out hydrogen ions. Getting it, both of you? They give out hydrogen ions. Forget what is mentioned over here, otherwise you'd be not grasping the concept. Okay, just focus at what I have written over here. Getting it, Aman and Abu Bakr?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? If you would have taken any
Sir,
other example, let's
sir,
say ki
isn't oil also acid?
is
Oil.
no, oil is not an acidic substance. Okay, no, oil is not an acidic
Sir,
substance.
sir, I have a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, that means only acidic substances mix with water, and sir, those which are not acidic substances do not mix with water.
No. We can't generalize in such a manner because we have certain examples of bases which are soluble in water.
No,
We
sir, I'm
have
not talking about basis, sir. I'm talking
Mhm.
about generally.
No, that's not a very general thing. Okay, no, that's not a general way to classify in such a manner. Okay. Mhm. So what I'm is trying to say, I'm giving you one another example of a acid. Like you have a sulfuric acid, you add water into this. So what will happen now? This will break into hydrogen and sulfate ions. Okay ना, ये दो ions में break हुए हैं. These are two different ions into which it breaks. Ions are basically charged particles. You know now what charged particles, like positive charged particles, negative charged particles, huh? So these are charged particles. Charged particles are called as ions. Getting it? What I'm trying to say? Charged particles are called ions. Okay. जिनके ऊपर charges होते हैं. The particles which have charges on them. Okay, now what is it? No need to go into that much of depth. Just understand that we have charged particles. Okay, and charged particles will be called as ions. So when a water is added into sulfuric acid, it gives out hydrogen ion. Getting it, both of you? Yes, both of you understood this or
Yes,
not?
sir, yes, sir.
Good. So that is a general property observed in case of all the acids, that all the acids would be giving out hydrogen ion when dissolved into water. So far what we have learned that they are substances
Sir,
that
could you please show the previous page, sir?
Yeah, sure. This one.
Yes, sir, sir. Just 1 minute, sir.
Mhm. Although I
Yes,
will
sir.
be writing all of it freshly. Okay, it was a rough work, by the way. Yeah.
Sir, no problem, sir. Sir, just wanted to know to know.
Okay. So acids are having a sour taste. Furthermore, we learn that we
Sir,
take help of a
is it
litmus.
compulsory that only acids have sour taste?
Yeah, usually it is observed in nature that most of the substances that are sour now, they have a they are acidic in nature. Although there can be certain exceptions to this. Exceptions are everywhere.
Sir,
Okay,
then
no?
is it acid rain only raining sour things? Sir, can you say that?
Acid rains. Repeat
Then
again. Acid
acid
rains.
rain means only, sir,
Hmm.
sour things or sour drops, sir, just sir, coming from the sky.
Yeah, in a kind of, like, you can say that, like, they would be sour, having a sour taste. Okay, now they would be
Seriously, sir?
corrosive. Yeah, but there are several other pollutants mixed in it now. But usually it's a acidic substance, so it can have a sour taste. Okay,
Then we
but
can
it's
also drink it.
usually it is not safe. You can have certain problems. Okay, digestive problems, or even if it falls on our skin, it can lead to certain problems. Okay, although acid rains, it would be more
But when
common.
does acid rain takes place?
Mhm. When
Sir,
does
when
acid
does
rain
acid?
takes place? Okay, you
Yes,
see,
sir.
late in the later part of the chapter, let's skip it for the later part of the chapter. Although
Okay, sir.
acid rains would be formed whenever gases like sulfur dioxide or nitrogen dioxide or trioxide, when these gases are released in the air, no, due to burning of fossil fuels or due to smoke coming out of the automobiles. So
Yes, sir.
these are the gases. So whenever there will be rainfall, So rain
Sir, will
drops,
it burn our skin?
yeah, it can give you a burning sensation if the acid is too strong. So when these gases would be
Sir, have you
mixed
ever
with,
experienced it?
no, Alhamdulillah, I haven't. Okay, no.
Uh,
So okay. So what happens? The water, when it mixes with these gases, gases of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. Okay, so it leads to formation of nitric and sulfuric acid. So that is called as acid rain. Okay, coming back to the topic which we were discussing moments ago was acid. So we learned that they have a sour taste. Furthermore, we learned that they turn blue litmus paper to red. Okay, now as we have dipped a blue litmus paper, it turned into red color. That is one thing. Furthermore, they are corrosive in nature. Like, have you ever done this? Like, you have dropped some acids on a marble or on a rusted iron sheet. Hmm? And what do we observe? What do we observe? Bubbles coming out of it, fumes coming out of it. Yes. Or for example, when you drop it on the marble, so you will observe bubbles will be forming out of it. Hmm? Getting at what I'm trying to say? Or have you ever observed like, or
could you
have you?
repeat?
Just repeat again.
Sir, could you repeat?
Yeah, what I was saying that acids are corrosive in nature. Corrosive in nature, meaning that they will be eating the surface of the objects on which they will be falling. So if you were to drop few acids on a marble sheet, on a marble, so you would have observed that bubbles will start to form over that place where acid has fallen. Bubbles or fumes will start to form. Hmm? So basically, what is happening over there? That acid drops, now acid starts to eat the surface, damage the surface where it falls. Hmm. Or in the case of rusted iron, also we know that acids can be used to clean a rusted sheet of
Sir,
iron or
I have a
rusted.
sir doubt. Sir, this question
Mhm.
can also be stupid. Sir,
Mhm.
sir, but I'm gonna ask, sir. Sir, our stomach also contains acids. Sir, wouldn't it burn our stomach?
You see, in response to neutralize the impact of our gastric acid, hydrochloric acid, mucus is secreted in our stomach. No, so mucus neutralizes the
What
impact
kind
and
of
thereby
skin?
skin. See what I'm saying now. That see
Mucus.
this not a skin. Mucus is not a skin. Okay, it's one of the juices secreted by the inner lining of the stomach. See, the inner
Okay.
lining of the stomach would be secreting a hydrochloric acid. Okay, but this is very strong. Okay, this is very strong acid, and it kills the bacteria present in the food. Okay, no harmful microbes are killed and makes the food acidic. So it can harm the inner lining of the stomach also, but in response to that, your stomach also secretes mucus, which is basic substance, and it neutralizes the impact. Okay, no? So thereby
Okay,
it
sir.
protects your stomach from the impact of it. Okay. So the next thing what I was saying about moments ago, that acid are corrosive in nature. They will eat the surface of the things on which they will fall. Getting it, both of you. What I just explained.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have several examples of these substances, like you have orange juice that will contain citric acid, curd contains lactic acid, vinegar contains acetic acid, or we have hydrochloric acid. Getting it? So both of you write down the important things which I'm going to highlight over here. Okay, now? So first
Yes,
thing
sir.
you'd be writing acids, give the topic acid, and write acids are substances that taste sour and are corrosive in nature. Next, you will
That's the
write it.
first point.
Yeah. Next point you will write it turns blue litmus paper to red. Okay. This much, and add one more point. If you guys have understood this thing now, like when it is dissolved into water, it gives hydrogen ion. So then note down that also. Okay. So you will write that acids upon dissolving with water gives hydrogen ion. After this, you guys will give some examples. Okay. You guys got know what I have told to write this point and this point, the first 2 points. After that, you will write this. After this, you will give some examples. Okay, try to write it as quickly as possible.
Just 1 minute, sir, and I'll be there.
Mhm.
Sir, done.
Done.
Probably the
Abu Bakr.
blue, sir, highlighted one, no?
Yeah, the highlighted ones. Okay,
Yes, sir,
no.
done, sir, done. Oh,
After these two, you had to write this one also.
okay,
This
sir.
this one,
Oh,
and
sir,
then
I have
find.
also written that.
Okay, examples.
Yes, sir, I only have to write that, sir.
Okay, we write down the examples also.
Yes, sir, done.
Done. Abu Bakr, you also. Just kindly confirm that.
Yes, sir. Done.
Good. Next, you'll be learning about types of assets. Okay, now. So in the types of assets, like on the basis of their occurrence, whether they occur in the nature or whether they are prepared in the laboratory. So we can classify them as natural assets, or we can classify them as man-made assets. Okay, now. So types of assets on the basis of their occurrence. We have we can call them as synthetic assets, or we can call them as man-made assets, or they're also called as inorganic assets. Or on the other side, you have natural assets, or we call them as organic assets. Now, it's a common observation that usually the man-made assets now that we make in the laboratory, they are known to be stronger as compared to the natural assets. Okay, now so they are stronger while the natural assets would be weaker. Okay, now so right over here we have one more classification on the basis of their strength also, right? So we can classify the man-made assets made by we humans in the laboratory. They would be stronger as compared to the natural assets. Getting it so far? Okay. Now talking about some of the examples. Like for example, remember we had certain food items that contains acids in them. Like you guys had the example of citrus fruits. Citrus fruits that are sour in taste, like lemon, oranges, they contain citric acid in them. Sorry, it was meant to be written over here actually. So we have one such example of citric acid found in the citrus fruit. Getting it, guys? Talking about milk. Milk also contains acid. Basically, specifically talking about curd obtained from milk. So curd contains an acid called as lactic acid. So when we eat lactic acid, it does not usually leads to acidity, or it is not that much corrosive in nature. Like if you were to take a teaspoon of curd in your hand, it will not start to eat the surface of your hand, or will give you a burning sensation, or will cause corrosion. Why? Because it's a weaker acid. It is not that much stronger. So we have one such example of lactic acid. Okay. Can you guys think of some other substances? Some substances that have weak acids in them? Think of it. Remember about the vinegar? Moments ago we have discussed about that. Vinegar that also contains an acid, no? So they contain acetic acid. Acetic acid, which is a weak acid. Okay, no?
Sir, acetic.
Yeah, acetic. ACETIC. Okay. Then we have the the sting, the ant sting and the bees sting. They contain formic acid in them, which is another weak acid. Okay, it is a weaker acid. Then we have certain examples of other acids, like for example, we have one more example, tartaric acid. Okay, now that is also one example. Tartaric acid. You all know about tamarind, no? You would have eaten tamarind, also called as imli. So tamarind contains tartaric acid. Getting it, both of you. So tartaric acid is found in the tamarind, in the pulp of the tamarind. Tartaric acid is found, which has a very sour flavor or sour taste. Getting it, guys? So these are some of the examples of substances, edible substances, in fact. So not all of them are edible, that have some acids. Furthermore, there are some other food items also. For example, spinach. Spinach also contains an acid called as oxalic acid in them. Okay, I'm going to write down the names of the edible substances also in which they found. Yes, citric acids. What was the example I gave? Any one of you? It will be found in citrus fruits such as oranges. Okay, no? Oranges or lemons. Lactic acid, it is found in? Yes, come on. In the curd, it is found. Acetic acid, I gave the example of? Yes, vinegar. Remember,